Angela Deem says 90-day fiancé scenes are scripted in annulment filing. Petitioner denies the matter set forth in this request, as this was a TLC scripted scene and the respondent is actually aware this was a TLC scripted scene. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are just about to get warmed up because this is another video giving us another update on the situation between Michael and Angela as they go through the court case of the annulment/divorce. So far at this moment in time, based on everything that we have spoken about in the last two videos regarding the pair, it seems to me as if Michael may just be in the driving seat. But let's find out what is said in this one itself in particular. So it begins here by saying Angela was required to admit or deny a long list of facts presented to her by Michael's attorney as part of couple's annulment case. Many of the facts were based on scenes from the numerous 90-Day Fiancé shows Angela and Michael have appeared on, and Angela denied many of those because she says those scenes were scripted. Now, the thing that's quite interesting about this is because we've all had this conversation back and forth about, are they going to be able to use any evidence from the show? Because the show itself in particular definitely exposed Angela Deem being the person in the relationship that has done the damage. She's the one that, of course, we've seen over the years be verbally abusive, be physically abusive, amongst other things as well. So really and truly, but because it was a part of a show, and again, on the contract of TLC or Shop Entertainment, it does say that this is everything that we see on TV is all entertainment, which would therefore, you would imagine, cover Angela Deem. But in this situation, this means that Angela would need Sharp Entertainment, okay, to pretty much come forth and back up her statement. But the matter of the fact is, though, is Sharp or TLC actually ever gonna take the stand to admit that yes, those scenes were scripted, or are they gonna say nah, we want nothing to do this because we do not want this situation to ruin our show, because we want people to still continue to believe that this is reality TV that is not scripted. So, again, I feel like this is something that at this moment in time is most certainly in Michael's favor. Now, it continues here by saying, is 90-Day Fiancé fake and scripted? Of course, a lot of us have assumed so. Now, it does say that Angela did not deny all the facts based on scenes from the various 90-Day Fiancé shows. She admitted to throwing a drink in Michael's face on Happily Ever After without adding the caveat that was scripted. Now, I will say this though, it has been said by cast members in the past that the show isn't scripted, but producers will manipulate cast members into having a disagreement with each other. They'll even also separate cast members so therefore they can instigate. So therefore when they do come together, they can have a conflict. Now that has been said before by various cast members, but scripted, I have not seen one yet that has come out to say this. Angela is the first. So I wonder if that's something else that's gonna, make a difference. But in this situation here, it does say that Angela was admitted. As Angela also admitted, she went to Nigeria and physically made an attempt to destroy responsor's car, which I believe was something brought up on the show. Yes, it was. In addition to those two specific details, Angela also confirmed most of the facts about the couple's relationship, including the timeline, their legal marriage, and the fact that they had sex before and after they were married. However, Angela states the couple did not have sex after Michael arrived in the US. To be honest with you, I somewhat believe that they probably didn't do that because, well, their relationship was very, very unstable before Michael even came to the US. And when Michael came to the US, all we really heard about was the fact that Michael was being kept pretty much a prisoner and he was made into a babysitter. He was made into somebody that was there to look after the grandkids all the time, as well as also doing some chores, because we even saw on one of the first episodes of him being here in the States where Angela showed him the house and basically kind of giving him, rules of what he should and should not do. So to be fair, in that type of situation, I don't know how Michael would want to perform and actually have intimacy with Angela. And if anything, it would feel like if they did have intimacy, it would be something that happened because Angela's the one that's maybe made it happen. So it's a very interesting one. Definitely want to know your thoughts on itself in particular. But hey, let's continue. Angela Deem says that these 90-Day Fiancé scenes were scripted. Angela denied most of the facts presented that were based on scenes. Oh, my apologies, I've read that, but let me read it again anyway. Angela denied most of the facts presented that were based on scenes from the various 90 Day Fiancé shows she appeared on. In response to all of these denied facts, Angela provided the following response. Petitioner denies the matter set forth in this request as this was a TLC scripted scene, and the respondent is actually aware this was a TLC scripted scene. Below is a list of facts based on 90 Day Fiancé scenes that Angela denied because she claims they were scripted. Now, of course, this in particular was definitely their most recent, or if not their last season, I believe they had. And this was obviously when they did the tell-all where all the cast came together in a house and they all pretty much spent time together while they were prepping to get to the tell-all. Which is something they haven't actually done since the season, I don't believe so. But this scene in particular definitely did make a lot of people feel uncomfortable. A lot of us feared that Michael may even accidentally fall over the balcony due to the fact that Angela was so up close to him and pretty much, not necessarily pushing up against him, but she was so much in his face that naturally any one of us would be taking a step back. So to be fair with you, boy, if this scene isn't used, that would be crazy work. But then at the same time, for Angela to deny this scene, that's nasty work. Because to be honest with you, I don't know how you can deny the scene because it's such a dangerous one. To be fair, the scene didn't actually stop up until the producers actually moved up there and had to separate Angela away from Michael. But again, she can still sit there and say, you know what, but they told me to do that, and that's what we were supposed to do to make the whole thing explosive. So Angela may have a leeway if she's able to put all the blame towards the producers. To be fair, I do wonder if a lot of producers who were part of some of the scenes that happen to have Michael and Angela, I do wonder if their jobs are maybe even on the line. Because, the network may be looking for a scapegoat. You never know. But nonetheless, though, it continues here by saying, admit that in my apologies, sorry, I got distracted there. Admit that in February 2024, you chased respondent up the stairs and attempted to back him up so he would fall over the two-story banister as documented on Season 8, Happily Ever After Tell-All. Exactly what I just said. Admit you stated you were going to pull your visa from respondent and send him home during the taping of Season 8, Part 5, Happily Ever After Tell-All. Air date, it would have been the 8th to the 25th, 2024. Now, I do know that there was definitely many scenes in different episodes, in different seasons, where Angela always threatened to pull the visa to actually stop him from even coming to America. But obviously at this point, he'd already been there. So really and truly, we knew that back then, before he came there, it was always an empty threat. And once he came to America, it was definitely always going to be an empty threat again. But Angela Deem is Angela Deem. Now, it continues here by saying, admit that during Season 8, Episode 16 of Happily Ever After, you threatened respondent by stating, I'm watching you. Admit during Season 8, Episode 13 to 15, you on multiple times threatened to pull or stop Michael's visa. Oh, do you know what? I just remembered. Obviously, in that season, Michael starts off in Nigeria, doesn't he, with Angela? And then halfway through the season, that's when they actually end up flying to the States. I'm pretty sure that's how that season went, to be fair. For some reason, I had in my head that they were in the States for that whole season. But I'm pretty sure within the first or second episode, they had then flown from Nigeria. So maybe those statements were actually made in Nigeria, not in America, because it would have been too late to say it. Now, it continues here by saying that admit you went to a business called One Stop IT and asked an associate there to track and hack Michael's phone in Nigeria so you could spy on his activity, as documented in Season 6, Episode 9 of Happily Ever After. Air date June 9, 2021. Oh boy, but of course, these are all the things that I believe Angela Deem decided to deny, but we'll get there in a second. Continues here by saying that admit that you told respondent in Season 8, Episode 15, Happily Ever After, you can sleep in the bed tonight. Admit you shoved the cake violently in respondent's face. Admit that you stated during the Happily Ever After Tell-All Part 5 that aired 8th, 25th, 2024 that the marriage between you and respondent is over. Admit that you stated during the Happily Ever After Tell-All Part 5 that aired 8th, 25th of 2024 you were going back home and hiring a lawyer. Admit that you stated during the Happily Ever After Tell Part 5 that aired, you know the date by now, that you intended on sending respondent back to Nigeria. Admit that you stated during the Happily Ever Tell-All Part 5 that aired on the same date that you were going to divorce Michael. Admit that you stated during Happily Ever After Tell-All Part 5 that aired on the same date you were going to cancel Michael's immigration documents. Now, of course, these are things that we definitely saw her do on the show. The question is, these in this article is questions for Angela. Now, let's get into the response. So it says here that Angela flats denials. Angela denied a few a few alleged facts tied to 90 Day Fiancé shows without claiming the scenes were scripted. Her response was simply, the petitioner denies the matter forth in this request. Here are those facts. Admit that you stayed respondent conned you into marrying him during season 6, episode 9 of Happily Ever After, aired on June 9, 2021. Admit that you spit on the respondent during an episode of one of the television shows while sitting in a restaurant with your family members present. Oh yeah, we saw that. That was absolutely disgusting and grotesque. Admit that you spit on respondent. So this is where the end of it comes in. So let me know your thoughts. Obviously my thoughts is that at this moment in time, the questions that Angela is getting challenged with in my opinion, are very powerful questions, very strong questions. And so far, I don't believe that Angela's answers have already been convincing enough for the jury that I imagine would be there to attend if there's a jury there. Let alone anyone else is obviously there to, give their final verdict at some point, whether or not Michael or Angela is the guilty one in the matter. Then again, I don't think this is a jury case, is it? This is probably just a judge type case, isn't it? But bear this in mind, ladies and gentlemen, right now, even though it feels like, or at least to me, it feels like Michael is the one that's in charge, we will have to wait to find out what questions Michael was presented, because these questions here were all for Angela. Obviously, Michael would obviously get his turn as well. So I'll definitely be on the lookout to give you guys that update to find out what Michael would have said back based on the questions that he's going to be asked by Angela's attorney, which I imagine that's what it's going to get to. But nonetheless, though, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.